Joseph, what you got there?
Box of 12 mugs, enamel.
One more time?
A box of 12 enamel mugs.
From?
CVS?
Yes, it is from, I'm just laughing at a box of, it's actually 16 enamel mugs. That's what I'm laughing at.
3 sets.
No, is it? It might be. You might be right. Anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing how the print quality turns out on these. So, like Joseph said, this box is full of photo printed enamel mugs from CVS. I have never done enamel mugs with them before. I haven't done ceramic mugs, and this is half my order because I also have a bunch of ceramic mugs coming in. And this was me taking advantage of a slick deal. It was like 75% off. So basically each of these mugs was about $5, and I'm hoping to sell the enamel ones for probably $15 and the ceramic ones for $10. And CVS had a lot of trouble finding this box because it had not been put away. Okay, so each mug was individually wrapped in styrofoam, so it's a lot of waste, but it does protect them. And it has kind of a really blurry version of what the image I had printed on it should look like. So in a way, this is nice because it means I don't have to unwrap them all. And I think I do have 3 different designs. So actually kind of like that because it protects the mugs before I sell them. So let me move that out of the way, and this will be in the shot. That's okay. Let me show you guys. So it is styrofoam. It has a really blurry version of the image, and it's been taped all the way around. I'm not going to unwrap the other ones. I hope to sell these at craft fairs and at farmers markets. So those of you who have hung out here on the channel for a really long time, you guys know I used to do anime cons like as a vendor for years. And I was actually the co-founder and co-contributor of a convention blog that helped a lot of people how to be a con artist. So this is not like new to me, but I am kind of switching focus and retooling my audience. Oh, I want to do a reveal, so I'm trying to cut all of them. This also is going to be for my online shop, and I've been like slowly amassing new merch and researching new merch, so I need to do like shop photos and kind of re-up the store. All right, so one of each design. Okay, that's okay. So the thing about CVS is their online design tool is garbage. So we basically created our own template using guesswork and kind of designed it in Photoshop. And these were large images. My originals were 600 dpi and these are 300 dpi, and these are pretty blurry. So I don't know how I feel about that. I know some of you guys are thinking like, well, what did you expect? It's CVS. Well, I expected photo quality. Here's a different one. Okay, this one is both better and worse. So this one has like a watercolor design to it. It's also got a stripe at the bottom that we added, but the image itself is still kind of blurry. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I wonder if maybe I'm expecting perfection when there is no such thing, or I don't know. This one turned out better. So if you have larger faces on the art that you're including or sending off, it's going to do a better job printing it, but it's still blurry. So in terms of photo printing, I can't recommend CVS. Especially photo printing on objects. I mean, these are illustrations, but if it was someone's face that was that blurry, I don't know if somebody would really be that happy with it. And then when they're little bitty like this, they're just so blurry. And then there's also some defects in the enamel. So I'm glad I didn't, they wanted like $14 for these full price. So I think what I paid is probably fair, but I paid like $4 each, I want to say. It didn't come with a receipt, which I am kind of not super excited about that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how these ceramic mugs turned out, because I ordered different designs for those. Because the thing is, and CVS doesn't tell you this, you have to format your image differently for the enamel mugs versus for the ceramic mugs, because they're not at all the same size. They don't even scale to each other. They're not like within ratio. So you have to design them separately. And over the years, I have used, because I'm doing really small production runs, so I don't qualify for like bulk printing. I've done Shutterfly, I've done Arts Cow, I've done CVS, I've done Walgreens, and I'm kind of leaning towards trying stuff with Vogue Grace. I have not worked with any AliExpress vendors through AliExpress. I know some people have, and they've had like some people have had really mixed results with that. I haven't worked with any of those. And then I've worked through like, you know, charm manufacturers like Zap and Inkit and Pinocchio. So this was my first time, I think, doing merch with trying to use CVS for merch. And that was kind of this kind of a defect here, that could cause rust. So, you know, it's just one of those like, kind of things. Anyway, let me actually set these up so you guys can get a better look at them. Hey there, art nerds. So it's been a while since I unboxed the first set of mugs from CVS. Here is the second set of mugs from CVS. One of the things I want to kind of warn you guys about doing this sort of thing is that, I don't know about y'all, but my CVS doesn't have like a dedicated photo department. So like with the first box of enamel mugs, they lost them. They couldn't find them. And this box apparently had come in before that box, and they didn't even tell me. I went digging through my emails because I was like, where are my mugs? And apparently they had contacted me, and I picked this up yesterday. So you really gotta be on your ball if you're doing this, because they're juggling a lot, especially during COVID, and they may not be as on the ball themselves. So with my first order, I believe I ordered 12 enamel mugs from them. They were smaller than I expected. This order is 16 ceramic mugs, and they should be 11-ounce ceramic mugs. And one of the things I was disappointed in with this enamel mugs is the print quality is really fuzzy and low. And I think if you send them images with teeny tiny faces, that's just what you're going to expect. For best results, you want to send not necessarily a large DPI, but just a larger image that takes up more space on the mug. But to be real, all of their site-wide applet software is terrible. It is some of the worst I've ever used, and I've used a few. I used to use Art Scout, I've used Shutterfly, I've used Walgreens, I've used CVS. I've used a few more. It is the worst I've ever used for actually editing it to fit on the items you're ordering. So really having a hard time recommending using CVS unless you catch like a super good deal and you're maybe printing something for like a family reunion or something like that. So this is a pretty hefty box since it has ceramic mugs in it. I had Joseph bring it out because I've done something terrible to my back. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this for you guys and show you guys what's inside. So much like the enamel mugs, the ceramic mugs come in individual styrofoam containers. I have 4 different designs that I've done. I'm looking to see if they actually designate which designs are which before you open them, because if you're selling these, it's handy to not have to open them before you need to sell them, other than maybe to check for defects. So it has been taped all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just slit that tape, and we'll check out the quality of the first mug. So I will give them kudos. This is a larger mug. The print is kind of dark. I think I noticed that with the ceramic mugs as well, or the enamel mugs as well. So if you are doing this, you're going to want to lighten your image more than you might for other print applications. And it is really, really blurry. And I've been told that other people don't necessarily notice these defects that bother me, but it still bothers me. So it's, I have to like talk myself into putting them out for people to buy and letting them be the judge themselves, because for me, I really only want to offer things that are really high quality. And when you are working with these sites that don't provide a very good proof, that don't really accurately reflect the art you submitted, it can be very disappointing when you're manufacturing small orders of merchandise. So I could definitely do a bulk order, like 20 of one design, and it would probably come out better from a different company. But I don't necessarily see that kind of turnover, and I'm testing out new products. So I like to use sort of photo services to do a short run to see if those products will sell for me before I invest a bunch of money in a bulk product. So I have 3 other designs to unbox. I'm going to try to dig those up and show them to you guys. Okay, so pros and cons with the ceramic mugs time. So these are much bigger than the enamel mugs. I'll grab those in a bit so we can do a bit of a comparison. These are actual coffee mugs rather than children's mugs that the campfire mugs seem to be sized for. The printing is not good. It's very fuzzy, so if you're submitting your own art and you have a softer art style, it's going to eat you alive. If you want to put your own art on these, I would recommend going with something very vectory, very graphic, and big. Something big. Don't try to do tiny faces, don't try to do tiny details. CVS cannot do that. They also don't really seem to necessarily know what they're doing in the store when you pick them up, so make sure you have your order information ready, and I guess inquire if they have the rest of your order. I don't know, that was a two-part mistake there, because I definitely did not see that email, but I got it, and they definitely did not find my ceramic mugs, despite looking for 30 minutes just to find the enamel mugs. So it's very much a your mileage may vary sort of situation. I did in-store pickup because it was free, and the colors are fairly bright, maybe a little dark. So just keep that in mind when you are submitting your files, and you are going to have to make your own templates because CVS does not have that for you. If you don't mind paying a lot more, you can go with Shutterfly. Shutterfly has really good print quality. They don't have nearly the cool deals they used to do. They used to have deals all the time for all kinds of random stuff, and that's how I got like the fabric bags that I use for grocery shopping, you know. They don't really do that anymore, and Arts Cow's crazy deals are long gone as well. And for something you're not sure if it'll sell as a tester product before you buy in bulk, you really probably will pay a bit more, but it does pay to watch Slick Deals and other deals sites. Another downside is these boxes did not give any indication of which mug was which means if you're looking for certain mugs, you're going to have to open up all the boxes and label them. The campfire mugs actually gave an indication of which mugs were which means you don't have to open them up necessarily before you're ready to sell them, which helps protect them. For quality control, you would want to go through and cull any that are unsellable. I got some enamel mugs that had nicks in the enamel, despite being absolutely brand new. So that is unfortunately something you're going to have to watch out for. And I mean, considering where you're getting it from, you could complain, but you're probably going to have to eat the cost or donate it or keep it for yourself or something. But nobody likes paying for stuff that they can't sell. Nobody likes paying for damaged merch. Now, CVS is not set up for manufacturing goods to sell. They don't say you can't, and these are all my own images. I own them. I painted them. I have the rights to print and distribute them. But if you go in there with fan art, I've never been shut down, but I also don't go to CVS or Walgreens to print fan art prints. I have friends who have had problems doing it at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, and even at Office Max, although not all Office Max care, and not all CVS or Walgreens care. They did not ask me anything about these when I picked them up. So it's definitely a your mileage may vary situation, and I would not recommend going this route for mass producing your merch. Most of you guys probably already know that. Many of you probably already go with Alibaba. I'm still antsy about ordering stuff like merch to sell through Alibaba because I've heard a lot of horror stories. So I can't help you there, but I'm sure there are tutorials online that can. So one of the good things about this was the price, and I was smart. I printed them up this time. So I ordered 12 enamel mugs in 3 sets of 4. So 3 different designs, 4 mugs each. The total for those 4 mugs each was $59.96 times 3. For the ceramic mugs, I did sets of 4, so 4 sets of 4, so much easier to say, and those were $55.96 each. Their full price for ceramic and enamel mugs is really high. I think the ceramic mugs are like $11 each normally, and the campfire mugs are like $14 each normally, and they don't do any kind of bulk discount. So I did this through a Slick deal. We'll see how long we can use CVS for merch using Slick deals, but I didn't violate any TOS or anything. It's just that often companies don't really like when you order multiples of something using a deal, but they had no problem here. So my total should have been, without the Slick deal code, $403.72. I got $134.91 off my first set of mugs, and I got $167 off my second set of mugs. I'm in Louisiana. That's my AC unit. I am going to keep talking and just talk louder because that's what we do here. My subtotal was $100.93, and then with tax, being in Louisiana, tax is about 10% here. Or you can figure it's about 10%. It's really like 9 point something. I paid $110.47. Okay, hopefully you can hear me over the AC. So what a lot of these photo places do, like Walgreens and CVS, is they don't handle any of that in store. They actually send the job out to someone else and they handle the printing, which is why, and actually CreateSpace does the same thing, which is why you can get wildly different print qualities from different orders, from different batches, from different products, from different places. So I would recommend you order everything in a big batch. Sometimes you do get burned like that. Like I got copies of volume 1 that were so red for some reason, and CreateSpace was like, LOL, that's the files you submitted, except I had already printed like 150 copies through them in various batches and none of them looked like that. So it's definitely a gamble. It's a your mileage may vary sort of situation. And I'm not recommending you do this to mass produce merch forever. This is a way you could maybe get started. This is a way you can test out new products. This is a new way you can get an idea for demand. This is an idea for prototyping, but it is not like, if these mugs sold really well, I would definitely look for someone who does better print quality, someone who offers a lower price per mug, and someone who honestly has somewhat better packaging. And I'll talk to you guys about that right now. So this is the box for the enamel mugs. You guys remember that was like 10 minutes ago for you, despite being 3 weeks ago for me. And it has a really blurry print of what the design in it is. And you can't really tell unless you know what the designs are. But if you know what the designs are, it makes finding what you're looking for so much easier. You don't have to open all these boxes to find the one you want. And so kind of weirdly, actually, I'll talk about that in a minute. Sorry, ADHD here. This is the ceramic mug box. There's no designation. There's a number on the bottom. I thought that correlated to the designs. It doesn't. There is no designation information on this package, which means if I want to sell mugs quickly, let's say I'm doing a craft fair and people really like them. They like the beignets, they like the seafood, they like the snowballs. They want to buy them all. I have to go through, open them all up, mark which ones are which, and then retape them. That's another thing. You can tell these are packaged by different people because sometimes there's tape on the back, sometimes there isn't. And when there isn't tape on the back, it means it can lever itself open. So it was just really inconsistently packed, which I get it. It's CVS. It's what I paid. I understand that. I'm warning you that there might be some damaged mugs in your box. I haven't gone through all of them. I'm on a bit of a time crunch, and I'm kind of annoyed that I had to open as many as I did to find all 4 designs. It was like a horrible gotcha. A gotcha where I bought the whole gotcha. I guess that is just a gotcha. Anyway, yeah, it's just more processing on your part, more labor on your part. And while when you're only doing like 4 items, it's not a big deal. When you're doing 20 items prepping for a show and you have like 50 different SKUs, 50 different things you sell at your table, that time does add up. So that's just something, if you're ordering this, you're going to want to keep that in mind. Whereas the enamel mugs did come marked. Now, another thing is these are tiny. They call these campfire mugs. I think they did give an ounce size. I'm terrible at estimating that, okay, to be real. Campfire mugs, you think of those big enamel mugs, these ain't it. And these are also like $15 each, full price, rather than $11 that the ceramic mugs are. I had 70% off coupons for mugs in their photo section, so I ran with it. And we'll talk about margins in a second. So the print quality on these, as I showed you guys, is just as blurry. These might do text really well, so if you want to print 10 world's best dad, or you know, whatever funny fandom memes you want to print, these can handle that. They can't really handle your art, probably. They couldn't handle my art, which is kind of disappointing because I thought mugs would be a really good fit down here. I also had some quality control issues like we talked about with the enamel mugs. Shipping on brand new mugs, I can't sell this, which is I was going to keep some anyway. I was going to give some as gifts to family members, but I want you guys to know that you're paying for stock you might not be able to sell. So that's something to keep in mind. So let's talk a little bit about margins. This isn't meant to be a how-to convention tutorial. I did that for years, but it's something that interests me. And I love trying out new products. I like introducing limited edition things. It's just fun. It makes coming out to a show to come hang out with me more of a treat, because I'm not going to necessarily offer these online. I'm not going to necessarily bring them to every show I do. So it makes it special, I think. I like it when artists I admire have like specials for that show. So that's something I try to integrate into my own work. So I was thinking these would be bigger, like coffee shop size mugs. I was hoping to sell them for $10, maybe $15 each, depending on the demand. When you do craft fairs, sometimes you can charge a little bit higher than what you would charge at anime cons, because anime cons are often like a race to the bottom in terms of prices, because everyone's doing the same fandoms. Anyway, I can't. Like, this is too small. The print quality is not good. So what I'm probably gonna do, and I'm gonna kind of fiddle around with this, is maybe $8, $6 to $8 for the ceramic mugs, and $8 to $10 for the enamel mugs. I'm gonna introduce them at the higher price point, and if that doesn't work, I'm gonna go a little bit lower. Ideally, when I'm working with this kind of merchandise in a short run, I want to get a deal good enough that I can do a 50% off, a 50% markup, because that's going to help cover the ones that don't sell. That's going to not really compensate me for my time, but if I made enough of it, it might compensate me for my time. But since it's a tester, and I'm not super happy with the print quality, and I'm not super happy with some of the manufacturing quality, you know, I would not necessarily charge as much as I would for a product that had beautiful print quality and no defects whatsoever. So it's kind of a toss-up. Would I recommend you utilizing a 75% off deal? That's the contract. I would not have paid full price for these. I would not have paid 50% for these. I paid 25% for these. Would I recommend that you go with CVS photo printing services for enamel and ceramic mugs? It's really a your mileage may vary sort of situation. If you have big faces on your art, very graphic, very simple, the print issues might not be as glaring, although it wouldn't be as crisp, and that's kind of like the watercolor does hide some sins because it's watercolor and people expect a softness, whereas with graphic vector art, they're expecting very crisp. So it's definitely a your mileage may vary sort of situation. I'm not mad about the price point. Lower would be better, but that's when you order in bulk, when you know a product will sell, and when you found a manufacturer you like and you like their quality and you want to go with them. And that's why a lot of bulk companies offer proofs. Either you pay for them or and they did a digital proof, and the digital proof did not at all reflect, it just reflected the placement on the mugs, which we had to fiddle with a lot. It did not at all reflect how poor the print quality was going to be, and the proofs for the enamel mugs was a joke. So for the ceramic mug, it was like a 3D rotate, so you could actually get a pretty good idea of what the ceramic mugs would look like. For the enamel mugs, it was like static shots. Their software is not particularly great, so it was frustrating to use. I'm not happy with the print quality. There are defects in the enamel on some of the mugs that I'm really not happy with. The ceramic mugs did turn out better, so I can't tell you which way to go, because to me, being able to do a small run order to have prototypes and to test the market is valuable in and of itself. And I don't necessarily know of another company that would offer this small a number without charging $25 each, because that's another problem with small runs, is they might want 20 per mug. I don't know another company that'll let me do this small a number and that I can pick it up and there's not a lot of back and forth. So if you guys do, let me know. Like, is Walgreens better at mugs than CVS? Am I missing out? Is Sam's Club? Because they have they do dye sublimation prints, and I really want to play around with those because those are beautiful. Do they do a better job printing? It's one of those things where you don't know what you're getting unless you've purchased from someone who's done it, you're friends with someone who's done it, or you've done it yourself. So hopefully this was helpful, useful, and informative for you guys. I now have 7 mug designs. So if you like my art, if you'd like to wake up and enjoy your morning cup of juice, milk, coffee, tea, whatever your beverage of choice, or your late evening cup of juice, milk, tea, coffee, I don't know if I'm going to put these up in the Natto shop because shipping something like this is very expensive, but I will certainly have them at shows. So, yeah, come hang out with me and get yourself a beautiful watercolor mug, because despite some of my grievances with them, some of them turned out really, really stinking cute and would make a good gift or a gift to yourself. And I tried to go with things that, while they're all Cara, but you know, more kind of universal appeal, things that people would like, especially, and local appeal. So I always feel like I don't see enough cute Louisiana rep that isn't just Fleur-de-Lis and Saints. So the Saints, the football team. So, you know, trying to rep over here. Anyway, if you guys found this video useful, helpful, and informative, let me know down in the comments below. As I do more new merch, I'll probably do more merch reviews with you guys, but I'm mostly interested in short order run stuff, limited edition kind of options, theoretically higher end things. I said theoretically, okay? These are not what I was thinking, the dye sublimation prints, and I'd love to get into printing fabric and doing like custom pencil cases and pencil rolls aimed at artists, like based on what our needs are, not what a designer thinks our needs are. So this is all kind of me getting back into that and utilizing the art I have to make useful objects for around the house. So if you enjoy that, I can't tell you when the next one will be, but please consider hitting subscribe, hitting like, and let me know which is your favorite mug. Which mug would you consume your tasty beverage of choice out of? Let me know down in the comments below, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye guys!